Hi, I'm Blair.
Hey, my name is Joey.
Why did you wait so long between the hey and the Joey?
I don't know.
We're the Kincaids.
We have been married for...
9 months.
Oh, you were going to do it.
Yeah.
9 months. We got married back on June 16th. That's right. I still know the date.
I would hope so.
And before that time, we were dating for only
4 months.
4 months. And then I proposed.
We met in August of 2017. We weren't set up by friends and family.
We didn't go to like a Starbucks, and I didn't see her sitting there with like her legs crossed reading a Jane Eyre book or anything.
I wasn't at one of his concerts where he was the drummer and I was the fan, and we locked eyes. And
that's how I thought it was going to happen. I thought I was going to be up there playing, and then like as I'm in the middle of a giant drum solo, she'd be like, "Oh!" Yeah.
No, that didn't happen.
We met on
Bumble.
Yeah. Well, Bumble, we are a success story from your site. So if you would like to sponsor us,
yeah,
we'll take 50 mil.
We had both tried other dating apps.
Tinder is horrible.
Yeah. Christian Mingle is like, I live in my parents' basement and I've never actually been on a date, but I will propose on the first date.
Plenty of Fish is probably the worst one.
Terrifying.
I would advise that nobody go on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah. It might be for serial killers. I don't know.
It is for serial killers.
Coffee Meets Bagel was a really weird one.
I don't even know what that one is.
I don't understand if I was the coffee or the bagel. I don't know. It was never made clear to me.
Why wouldn't it be Coffee Meets Donut? I saw her first because that's the way Bumble works. The men show interest in the women, and if the women reciprocate those feelings, then they will allow conversation to take place. So I saw this beautiful, edgy girl, full sleeve of tattoos, as they say in Australia. She had more piercings on her face than she has now.
Yeah.
And her hair was dramatically different.
It was a black pixie cut.
Yeah.
So
for all the gentlemen out there, that just means it was short.
It's like a boy cut.
It's like a boy cut.
Yeah.
She was edgy. She was cute. She had some curves. And she, with all that together, she was also a believer, which I thought was awesome. I was always looking for a girl that was a believer yet edgy at the same exact time. So I swiped right.
In fact, your dad said that doesn't exist.
Yes, he did.
So, Bruce, you were wrong. Here I am. So he showed interest. He swiped right or right. Right.
Is that what you were waiting on?
Yeah. Yeah. So he swiped right, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, he's cute. Okay, he's really cute. I like the beard. And I liked his eyes and his style. And he looked edgy, even though he didn't have any tattoos and still doesn't have any tattoos.
Tattoos.
He looked edgy. I saw that he's a drummer, and I really was attracted to that. And again, he was a believer, which I was like, we'll see. So we started talking on Bumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then quickly we exchanged numbers. Literally probably within the first few texts. I was like, so here's the deal. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not wanting to like casually date. Like, I'm looking for my husband. So I asked, do you curse? Do you drink? Do you smoke or do drugs? Do you party? Do you sleep around? Because all of those I was not interested in.
I do a little heroin. I'll get blackout drunk only on odd days that are also a Wednesday. No, I'm kidding. But her asking that was cool because anytime I would date a girl, those would be the questions I would either want to ask, be too afraid to ask, or whatever. Those were never asked in my direction. So the fact that she was asking stuff that I normally do, like that to me was a sign of, wow, I think this is the one.
I think you liked that I was bold too.
Oh, of course I did.
So ladies, be bold.
We had our first date. It was super simple first date. We just went somewhere to eat. We walked around a sort of like a lake pond kind of thing. We had our first kiss on the first date. It was awesome. Every year anniversary of us being together, we like to go back and walk the same path we took. Granted, we've only done it once.
But we will continue this
We will
tradition.
continue, yes. 4 or 3 months passed, like we were saying, and I proposed on November 10th.
It was a roller coaster of a day. My birthday is in November, and my family refers to it as November. I get like presents all month long. I mean, it is wonderful.
So
okay?
naturally, she wanted me to propose to her in November.
Yeah, because how perfect.
Yeah, and honestly, I was planning on it. I just thought it'd be a cool little gesture. So she picked the ring. I didn't have to worry about that. Didn't have to worry about, finding it. I just had to find the right one, but I found it.
Pretty bold. I'm like,
Yeah.
Get this ring.
No, but I was happy you did that. Are you kidding me? I don't know anything about rings or diamonds. I have no flipping clue.
Yeah.
So she told me what kind of ring to get. Found it. Ordered it. And by this time, we were spending like literally every single day together.
Yeah.
Night till, or dawn till night.
Yeah. Inseparable.
Yeah. So whenever the ring came in, she was with me at my house. But I didn't want to say, hey, I'm about to go get your engagement ring. Because even though she picked it, my dog's about to lean into the camera.
What?
No, come here. Even though she picked it and everything, I didn't want her to be able to know when I was going to tell her. I at least wanted that to be a surprise. When it came in, I told her, hey, I got to go pick something up from the post office. I mean, obviously
I was like, okay, that's my ring.
Yeah. But I didn't want to say it was because I didn't want to lie to her, and I also didn't want her to know. I said I'm going to go pick something up, and when I go to the post office to get it, the address and the location had changed, but Google hadn't changed it yet. So whenever I got there and I said, am I supposed to pick up a ring here from FedEx or whatever it was? And they were like, no, we don't know. We don't have any packages here. So what that allowed me to do is go home after I did get the ring from the other place. I got to tell her, I don't know where your ring is. Or no, I said they don't know where your ring is.
And I was like, forget it.
Because she knew I was coming home with
I was getting my nails done. I had my eyelash extensions in. Like, I was ready. Like, every day, it was like, is this it? Is this it? And then I hear, oh, he's got to go pick it up. Of course it's going to be today.
What was it like at the house when I went to go pick it up? What were you doing?
I was doing my makeup. I was, like, fine-tuning everything and, like, fixing my hair perfectly and putting together the outfit that I wanted to be, like, photographed in, And I wore black because it would go with my ring and, like, I was...
show him the ring. What are we doing?
I was, so that's it. Ignore my nails. I need to get a manicure, but... Yeah, so that's my poor nails. So yeah, so I was getting all primped and pretty and everything, and so then he's like, they don't have it. So I panicked and I was really upset. And it also happened to be.
Wait till Wish stops drinking water.
It also happened to be that time of the month for me. So it was already really emotional and kind of crabby. So I was devastated. I was really, really upset. I think I probably cried.
Oh, you did. There's no probably about it. You did.
But yeah, so
to make it matters worse, we're both fans of The Office.
Yeah.
And so the episode where Pam and Jim get married just happened to be playing.
Yeah. It was weighing on the brain.
Yeah. So emotionally, she was a wreck. So we to make it up to her, we went shopping. We went and ate Freebirds. Way better than Chipotle. Freebirds number 1. Chipotle number 806.
Chipotle
62.
who?
Yeah, Chippa who?
Chipwa.
But so then I was like, let's go see a movie. And
time out. So at the beginning of the month, I was told that any movie that we see, whether it be at his house or in the theater, it would be my choice because November. Joey tells me that he wanted to see Thor Ragnarok. I'm not a brat. Okay, I'm a brat, but I'm a really nice brat. And so I wasn't going to be like, no, we're not going to see that. I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't really want to see it. I mean, I did, but not for November.
So yeah, it's just funny that Thor Ragnarok is part of our
proposal
story. Yeah, but listen, it's not like if she would have said no, she didn't want to see it. I would have been like throwing a fit. I said, would you want to see Thor Ragnarok? And she was like, yeah, let's go see it.
Because I'm too nice. So we're sitting there in the theater. The previews are going, and I'm starting to kind of like, my blood is boiling at this point because I'm sitting there thinking, I cannot believe we're seeing this. It is November. My ring is lost. I've had a really hard day emotionally, and we're watching Thor.
My phone's not on silent.
We're watching Thor Ragnarok, and so I'm like starting to really get worked up. So I look over at him, kind of like, how dare you, So I look over at him, and he goes like this. He goes, "You're so beautiful," and I was like, "Ooh." I was like, all right, take it down several notches.
Always give the compliments, dudes.
Yes. I definitely took down my gratitude. to where I was able to really enjoy the movie. It was hilarious. I actually ended up loving it.
The movie ends roughly about midnight, and just asked her if she wanted to walk around. It's funny because it was cold that night, and quite frankly, if you would have said no, then she probably wouldn't have been proposed to.
That night.
Yeah, that night. Those who know the area of the harbor, that's where we were. And we were walking along the water. There's a fountain, there's a waterfall, and there's an area that has a overpass?
Yeah, it's like a bridge. And
like
we
a
were
bridge.
going underneath the bridge.
So we were underneath the bridge, middle section, and I'm telling her all the sweet things that she's ever wanted to hear, like the 3 words you want to be called.
He told me I was captivating and enchanting and intriguing. In my mind, my thought process was, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. Hold on. Man, it's too bad he doesn't have a ring because this would make a perfect proposal. Like, I don't know how he's going to top this. I mean, so, you know.
Yeah, so I did the stereotypical, all the nice things to say, and once I got done, dropped down on one knee and took out my ring, and I proposed to her.
Yeah. And I said, is this real?
Yeah, it took her forever to finally say yes. She just kept saying, is this real, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was, there wasn't some big gesture. I didn't have a photographer, like, waiting to capture the moment. I wasn't live streaming it. Our family wasn't hiding around it. Yeah, I know. Our family wasn't hiding behind a bush. There wasn't a dude with a guitar playing the right song. It was just the 2 of us.
Which is how I wanted it.
Yeah, nobody else saw it. Nobody else was there. Nobody else knows what the temperature was like. Nobody else knows what, like, the emotions that were felt, what we said to each other. And, like, the fact that we're the only 2 that have that moment together.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. It makes it even more special.
Yeah.
So just keep that as an option, those of you that try to do all these extra.
Some people like a big show. That's just not us.
It's not us.
We were engaged for 7 months. The wedding planning was super stressful. So we got married in my grandparents' church. My dad walked me down the aisle. He performed the ceremony. It was really cool. That was very traditional. And then at our reception, we got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't do the stereotypical filet mignon or chicken cordon bleu.
No.
We had hamburgers from Kincaids Hamburgers.
Shout out to Kincaids, the best burgers, no relation.
Yeah, no relation, unfortunately. And then our centerpieces were really cool. This was both of our idea.
Yeah, so we're both really big, like, energy drink
Monster.
fans. Red Bull.
Oh, so good.
And before you start telling us how bad they are, we
know.
We drink responsibly. Okay.
I just love it. I love how sweet they are.
Yeah, I like the bitter.
That's why you like Red Bull more than Monster.
Because it's more bitter.
Yeah.
For our centerpieces, we didn't serve alcohol at the wedding. Like I said,
we're not drinkers at all.
So for our centerpieces, we had these really beautiful crystal bowls that were filled with ice and then stuffed with Red Bull, Monster, Dr. Pepper, because I'm a huge Dr. Pepper fan as well.
It was really cool. We had, like, how many Monsters did we have afterwards?
We had, like,
There's, like, 30 cans of Monster after the wedding. Oh, it was so awesome.
We were drinking Monster and Red Bull for weeks.
Yeah.
It was
That's
awesome.
That's what we toasted with. We had our fancy glasses filled with Monster.
Yeah, it was like Italian crystal that my mom had gotten us, and we pour our Red Bull and toast to that.
Oh my gosh, it was so great.
So it was a really perfect day.
We honeymooned in Florida, so we did the beach, and then we did a little beach called North Captiva. It's a small island. And then we went to Disney World, which was cool.
Yeah.
Super, super crowded, but it was still cool.
But it was still really fun.
Yeah, it's fun to do that together.
It was a great wedding experience. I mean, we talk about it all the time. We wouldn't change a thing. It was perfect. Shout out to our photographer, Trisha. She is incredible. She truly captured our whole wedding experience. So we will link her stuff down below if you're in the DFW area needing a wedding photographer.
Her photography, like, the pictures capture legitimate moments. There's not a lot of posing. So whenever you look at the pictures, it's actually like
it's very like organic type photography. It's
like the Whole Foods of photography.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. So we get back from the honeymoon, and I was secretly hoping for a honeymoon baby, even though I didn't tell him that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So I was pretty bummed when we came back and I wasn't pregnant. Just a couple months after we got married, we took a pregnancy test.
It was positive.
We were having a baby. So that was like the best day ever.
It was right before school started.
Yeah. So it was like the perfect end to our summer as newlyweds. We find out we're pregnant. And our parents are thrilled. We told
Everybody was thrilled.
Yeah, we told family immediately. We were too excited. I mean, we literally told them like the day after we found out. We had everybody over. So
you can't hold that news in.
No, we were super excited. I was showing really early, and we kept thinking, is it twins? What in the world? Is it twins? You know, I was scheduled to see my doctor at 10 weeks. And so for those, 10 weeks, we're just on cloud nine. I mean, it just, life was becoming complete for us. So we get to the doctor. We're in the sonogram room, and she comes in and finds the baby, and it's real quiet. She wasn't saying anything. The only thing that she said was, I've found the baby, but I'm not detecting a heartbeat. And immediately I felt like I was falling through a trap door. Like the room was spinning. I was totally thrown off. Here I was expecting to find out, am I having twins or one baby? And now you're telling me there's no heartbeat? So I first thought, okay, so what do we do now? Like as if there was a fix. And obviously there's not. The baby measured at 8 weeks. So I had what's called a miscarriage. My body did not recognize the pregnancy as a loss. So I was still producing the HCG hormone. My body thought I was still preparing for this baby. We were presented with 2 options. I could either wait and naturally miscarry, which was described as incredibly traumatic, and I wouldn't be able to do it. Like the doctor made me think that I wasn't capable of living through something so horrific. So my other option was to have a D&C, which was a surgery that would remove her from me. We both felt that it was a girl, so we named her Odette.
It's just rough. There was so much happiness that happened so fast. And to go into that hospital room, or not even hospital room, sonogram room, expecting to see twins, and then to see, or not even get to hear a heartbeat from just one little baby. It was just, we did not think that was something we would be able to overcome. I remember telling her, I said, we don't have anything to worry about because God doesn't give us more than we can handle, and I don't think we can handle that. How wrong I was.
The D&C was presented as a quick, easy fix. That it was an outpatient procedure that would take care of the issue. And then in 2 weeks, I come back for a post-op, and then I'm cleared to keep trying again. I was pressured into making a decision within 24 hours, which I don't know the validity of that.
Yeah, that was very frustrating. They made it seem like she wouldn't, like, as she was saying.
Like they were scheduling it before I even committed to it. They were like, we could get you in on this Friday. I felt like I had to choose that. So I did. I had my surgery. Fast forward to 2 weeks. I still had extremely high levels of HCG in my system. I was called and they said, we need to get you in for a sonogram right away. Your HCG levels are very high. We don't understand.
That was a rough day.
Yeah. We don't understand what is going on. We need to check for an ectopic pregnancy. So I immediately go have a sonogram, and there's no ectopic pregnancy.
Praise God.
But what was left was Odette's pregnancy. They did not remove everything. So my D&C was an incomplete D&C, which meant that I still had high levels of HCG in my system. My body still recognized this pregnancy, and basically the D&C was for nothing. So they put me on a very expensive medication that was to induce cramping and bleeding so that I would naturally pass everything.
What's the success rate of that medication you had?
Always successful.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's this medication that was supposed to help clear everything out. That's
very
the
well
way to put it.
known.
Yeah, it did nothing. It was supposed to totally wipe everything out. I know that's a crude way of saying it, but that's what it's supposed to do. and it did nothing. They told her she was going to be like bedridden.
Writhing in pain.
Yeah, writhing in pain and everything.
Tons of blood.
Nothing.
In fact, while he was at work, my mom came and stayed with me. So me and my mom are hanging out, just watching Netflix, like eating mac and cheese. Like, I feel fine, no cramps, no bleeding, nothing. After that didn't work, they prescribed progesterone, which was supposed to induce a period, basically, which they were hoping would then really wipe everything out, and I had to take that for a certain amount of days, and once again, nothing. I had some spotting, but definitely not enough, and throughout all of this, I was to be taking home pregnancy tests so that we would know when everything was out of my system. It would register as a negative pregnancy test. The surgery that I had was in September. Fast forward to Christmas Eve, and up until then, nothing really going on. Still recognized as pregnant on a pregnancy test. Christmas Eve, I began to pass the pregnancy.
Pause right there, because I need to turn the air on, man. I'm like
Yeah,
sweating.
you're like clammy, like sticking to me.
And then this nut, move, go.
He was fine there. You should have just left him there, because now he's gonna go over here. So I began to pass the pregnancy on December 24th. Naturally, because by that point I had basically written off the doctor. In November, I decided that nothing that they tried was working, so forget it. I'm done. I just gave it to God, and I believed that He would allow my body to just naturally heal from this. So sure enough, I started bleeding, and I didn't stop for about 21 days.
That was a crazy time.
It was so much that it makes me think, what did she even take out in the D&C? Like, that whole...
There was big clots and a whole bunch of stuff.
It was horrific. I can't imagine it being much worse than naturally passing, just based on what I've read, what I've heard. So I feel like I fully recovered from the miscarriage in January. So in January, we got our negative pregnancy test, which... was huge.
I picked her up and ran around the house.
Yeah.
It was a big deal, man.
Yeah, it was a huge answer to prayer and just a really big moment for us. So we went out and celebrated, and we're thrilled. Fast forward to today, I am exactly 9 weeks pregnant.
Woohoo! Yeah! We're gonna have a little baby.
Our little rainbow baby.
Yeah, rainbow baby. That's what you call a baby after a miscarriage. It's a rainbow baby.
So we have our little Skittle baby, and we saw the doctor at 7 weeks, and we heard a really strong heartbeat.
Really strong heartbeat. It was the best sound I've ever heard in my life, man.
149. All is well. All my results came back good.
Blood work is great.
Yeah. So this pregnancy has been so different.
Yeah.
I am exhausted. So basically what we want to do with this channel is just kind of give you a little look into our lives as we prepare for this baby and
take you through her pregnancy.
All the ups and the downs of being pregnant.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to let my beard grow out as her stomach grows out.
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting in shape as her stomach grows out, as the little baby gets prepped.
So we are just really excited. And we thought, what better way to document this whole experience than
YouTube?
Yeah, trying it out. So if you are interested in seeing us be goofy together and see us grow this way and that way.
And as a couple.
Together. Then go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Don't be mean.
Don't be turds.
If you have hateful comments, just move on with your life.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you.
Well, my name's Blair.
And my name's Joey.
Ha ha.
Anyway, tune in next time. You'll meet our dog Bush and our cat Bagheera and get to know us a little better. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.